Hello and welcome. My name is Stefan Poschik from CHC Corporate Health Consulting, and I want to welcome you to our CHC expert session. And today I have a very, very special guest, and we already talked a lot up front. And so I'm really, really looking forward to this interview with you, Iva. And so let me introduce us. So just introduce yourself and what you are doing, and also you're doing with Jamba. Welcome.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you so much. So hello, everyone. My name is Iva Tsolova. I'm originally from Bulgaria, but based in the last 2.5 years also in Vienna. I live here now. And I'm also the co-founder of Jamba Career for All. Our mission at Jamba is to support people with different types of disabilities and also chronic illnesses to attain specific and very important soft skills, also business English and professional skills, especially in the IT and AI industries. So namely, in other words, we're actually preparing talents with disabilities for jobs like quality assurance specialists, data scientists, software developers, project managers, and so on. And as a follow-up step, we support our talents to find the job by connecting them with the right employers.
That's really awesome. So we already did another interview, and we are going to link this other interview where you can actually see what Jamba is doing and what they are achieving, because they are producing such great stories for people with disabilities. And so I really, really appreciate your work. Thank you. So the first question is, let's talk about inclusion and diversity. So what is actually your definition or your understanding when you say diversity and inclusion?
Well, this is a very interesting question, Stefan, just because like everyone, I believe, has a totally different understanding and also like formulation of these two words. And I'm in this sector, working with people with disabilities already like since 2014, very actively. And this topic is also very near and close to my heart because of personal reasons as well. I had the chance to grow up with two cousins, both of them with disabilities, one of them with intellectual and physical disability, and the one with hearing impairment. And yes, since my childhood, I had the chance actually to see them as really role models for me, just because no matter the challenges that they were facing on a daily basis, they were coping with them very, very good. And now they're both very successful. One of them is in the production sector, and one of them is a Paralympic athlete. So really, really amazing stories. So diversity and inclusion, I would say that if you talk for like corporate environments, in order to provide really diversity and inclusion, you have to be very open-minded, to treat people equally, like you really treat yourself. So this is the first and most important unique rule for me, just because in your life you will meet many different people, and from disability to another disability, and even people with the same disability, they're totally different. But when we talk about diversity, we should not only mention the topic of disability, but also like LGBTQ and so on. We can talk about gender equality, about minorities, and so on. So just to give like the opportunity to everyone to feel like really themselves, to express themselves, to be really included in our society and have equal rights. This would be my formulation.
This is really awesome, because this is really cool, and also in a high alignment with my opinion about the, diversity, for example. Because a couple of weeks ago, I founded a new company, and we have over 30 people in this new venture in the meantime. And we are working with a company in India, we are working with a company in the US, we are working with partners in Austria, and also in a lot of other countries. And so what's really so cool, and working with so different kind of people, you get so many different inputs from the culture. Because, for example, our Indian partners, they have a completely different mindset and a completely different culture. And also my US-based friends and co-founders. And so this is such a huge opportunity when you put all this culture and mindset stuff together and build something really, really cool and really, really great. So that's really cool. Thank you so much. Yeah. So my second question is, in the last months, COVID showed us that home office should be no problem anymore. I know a lot of companies don't see it like this and they just see problems. But in my opinion, the technology is here, the digitalization is here, the understanding is here. So actually home office should not be any kind of problem anymore. Yeah, so when it comes to people with disabilities, do you see a change that probably these people with disabilities get easier a job because they can work remote, or if probably are companies more willing to also employ people in the home office with disabilities, or what do you see on the marketplace?
I can share our own experience at Jamba. So we already operate in 3 countries. We started the project in Bulgaria, then we founded it also in Hungary, and since last year we are also active here in Austria. So our longest experience comes from Bulgaria, especially when we talk about employment of talents with diverse abilities. So in the beginning, when COVID started, unfortunately, many people with disabilities lost their jobs. Unfortunately, that was, and this is also the same statistic also in Austria. This is official statistics from IMS here from Austria. So unfortunately, like the companies, they face so much loss, like loss of profit and so on. So of course, when you're trying to save your business, you have to cut some stuff. And yes, many companies still accept people with disabilities more as a burden instead of like positive thing. And my personal opinion from all the experiences that we have is that actually people with disabilities bring so many advantages to the corporate environment, like the team spirit, and like they really built a stronger and more like supportive environment and in the team, in the culture of the company and so on. So they're really an amazing asset. And in addition to that, they're also very loyal, motivated, and also they can do really the job in a super great quality way. So this unfortunately, we saw this like in the beginning that many people lost their jobs, but now like more and more companies are actually trying to open more positions, for example, call center operators, like customer support specialists and so on. And especially in the digital sector, like digital jobs, like marketing, connected to IT jobs, like data science, artificial intelligence, and so on. In these sectors, there are definitely many opportunities. And companies are trying and they're opening positions and so on. What they still lack is really the experience with people with disabilities, like onboarding them, like really including them in a successful way in the corporate environment. Just because, okay, even if that person is going to work remotely, they still need to feel somehow part of the corporate environment, of the team, and so on. And like just companies in general still lack this experience, and it's just important to start thinking more into the direction of educating themselves more into this direction in this topic, just because that way they can really provide the right environment on an offline and online basis.
So when you mean when you say educating, you mean, for example, the HR department, that they should get a better education, that they understand the needs of this employer group better, employee group better, or also colleagues from these persons.
I would say both, just because normally we work actually with both departments. Like on the first place, we work actively with the HR department of each company, which decides to open their doors for talents with disabilities. Just because on the first place, recruiters, they're hiring the people, so they are like really looking for the right talents, and they're taking part in the recruitment process. So we very actively work with the HR people from in the company. So together we look for the right talent for the specific position. And from from Jamba, they normally get really step-by-step support from really sourcing the talent, then to initial interviews, then the follow-up interviews, then like once they really pick the right candidate and decide to employ this person, we support the onboarding process, like the bureaucratic part and so on. But once they really pick the person and decide that this is going to be the right employee for who is going to join the company and the specific team in the company, it's really important also to do onboarding sessions for the specific team and the team leaders, just because they're going to work on an everyday basis with this specific new talent. So it's important these people to know how to accommodate the needs of that person in an accessible way, so that person is really 100% successfully included. And that way, he or she will be able to show their full potential.
That's really cool. So this also answers my my next question, because what should companies do, or where should they start, or what they can do actually, that the process is better or that the integration is better? Yeah. So on a general basis, what do you think will be needed in the next years that we can still rise diversity and inclusion in the corporate world? What do you think should happen or has to happen?
I would say definitely change of the mindset. So really corporates, I understand that profit is very, very important, but it's not the only one thing. And we can earn profit also with diverse talent within our company. And actually this can attract even more profit, just because if you think like on a global scale, there are more than 1 billion people around the world with disabilities. So if you show that your company has the right mindset, values, and so on, and really cherish the topic of diversity and inclusion, you can win so many new customers, potential customers that can become your customers and bring profit to your company and income and so on. So this is really very, very important to understand that people with disabilities, they can be a really strong asset. They can bring so many positive things to the company, to the culture, to the environment, to everything. And they can be really valuable workers, employees, and they can just simply do the job. So yeah, just change your mindset and also educate yourself, your team, and your company more. So just that, I would really encourage HR people, like just employees, CEOs as well, and C-level people, just to dive deeper into the topic of disability, diversity, and inclusion. It's really amazing, and it can really enrich your knowledge and yourself a lot. And yeah, we just have to be open-minded and supportive. That's very important.
That's really perfect. I couldn't tell it even better, because this is the perfect teaser for the HR Future Night we are going to do in November 11th. And so you will also going to speak at the HR Future Night. So everybody who listens to this interview, just attend our event. We are going to have the link in the comments and also in the post. So we are really looking forward to meet you at the HR Future Night, where we have our topic, how disability, how inclusion and diversity is going to save our asses. So let's see us at the HR Future Night. And Iva, thank you so much for taking the time and doing this interview with us. Looking forward to the event and talking to you again.
Thank you so much, Stefan. Thank you. It was a pleasure, and looking forward to meet all of you during the event. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Perfect.